Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this another day of a day. Oh boy, oh boy. Yesterday started off good. I got things done after recording my daily vlog here. I then quickly got my second video of the day edited and rendered so that I could get it uploaded for 3 o'clock. And then I got a reaction done and edited and rendered. And then it was, getting afternoonish. It was right around 1 or so o'clock-ish. And then things got not so good. And I'm not sure why or what or how. I took all of my meds the way I was supposed to. But much of yesterday's memories from 2 o'clock onward is just a stitch together of jump cuts. Because I remember it getting close to being like 2 o'clock. And then I don't really remember anything until close to 4 o'clock when I was looking at my clock and trying to figure out what 4 o'clock meant. It was around anywhere from 4 to almost 5, and I was trying to figure out what that meant. And then there's another jump cut to where around 6 o'clock-ish, I'm editing a video, and then I have another jump cut to trying to figure out what time 6 o'clock was. And then there's another jump cut to like 7:15-ish, where I'm realizing I need to go out walkies and it's late and I don't know where the day went. 6 hours at least. Nothing. Just like jump cut memories that last 30 seconds? And it was a very unpleasant feeling up in here. I was not feeling good at all. So I do not know what happened. I mean, if you're in a fugue state, you really have no actual real memories of being in a fugue state. So it couldn't really be a fugue state. Because if you know how to drive and you've ever been in a situation where you leave here and then you arrive here, but you can't really remember any of the drive home, you made it safely, you're back, but past that, you don't remember anything. Yeah, that's a fugue state where everything is gone. Well, I've got partial thoughts and feelings, so I don't know what it was, but boy, I didn't like it. I didn't get a ton of stuff done after 2 o'clock. No phone calls. By the time I realized I needed to make phone calls, it was getting close to 6:30, 7 o'clock? Or after? I can't even put a coherent timeline to the stuff that happened yesterday. So, yay? Still, as I've mentioned, I don't just have ADHD, I don't just have my depression, I don't just have a bunch of other things that affect my cognition. I have a lot of other issues, some of which cause brain fog. It makes it hard to think. Sometimes it's apparently really difficult, like yesterday. Most of the time, not quite that bad. So hopefully today's not going to be horrific like that. Oof da. But I've tried to do thinking on various creative subjects and such like that. So I'm going to try and talk about the creative part of all these things. But I want to take a look and see if I have anything written down because, again, yesterday was just ugh. And of course, this morning I went outside to check the weather, and it's gray and foggy, not altogether cool, but cool-ish, and I don't think the air quality is good because I had been wheezing like an accordion and hacking and coughing. Yay. So, it doesn't exactly look like the game Morrowind with the draw distance pulled in, but it sure isn't good. Yeah. And my housemates are currently, they've gone camping. And so Amelia, my kitty cat, is just, she's acting, as I mentioned, weird. And I don't know if it's just because, she's going through a phase or if she's got kitty dementia or what. But with nobody here in the house, she's roaming all around the house again. And she's spending a lot of time in the bathroom downstairs just sitting on the toilet in the dark. And she'll groom herself so she's not just doing nothing. In fact, my bathroom is largely getting kind of full of clumps of black and white and orange fur since she's a calico and she's grooming herself and she sheds. So I'm just hoping she's okay, but she's spending a lot of time down there and it's just weird that she's doing that. Sometimes she'll sleep on my bed, sometimes I don't even, while I'm sleeping. And then other times I don't see her for 12 hours at a shot, so hopefully everything is going to be okay. Again, she's coming up on 20, so I can't remember the exact time she was born. It was during one of those times that my wife was in the hospital, but I can't remember exactly when because she was in the hospital all the time. But this was in like the first 2-ish years of my marriage, and the first 2-ish years were normal, and then her heart just went downhill fast, and then she needed heart surgery, and then from that point onward, she spent sometimes only 3 months out of the year in the hospital. Sometimes she was 6 or more months out of the year in the hospital. She was never not in the hospital in a year. And she hated doing that because you had to get to a stable point before they could let you go, and it always took months before she could come back home. So, yay on that. I can't even remember now why I brought her up, but still, life is life. So I'm going to do a little bit of talking about the creative story stuff, if I can remember. Mostly it's just about the individual characters and everything that's going on in the lands. Because I mentioned that there's the people of the Calendris, because the Calendris were, well, still are in the bone-hurting juice world, a very rocky, mountainous, and heavily forested area that was hard to live in, but rewarding if you could scrape out your life there. Also, very dangerous. The people of the Calendris knew that. You can't just pack up and leave your home, though, just because it's dangerous. You try to be as careful as possible. Because in the mountains of the Calendris, in the forests, there are places where dark magics mingle and pool. And they do not mingle and pool in good ways. One of the things that occurred there was the magical zombie plague that killed absolutely everyone. Normally, these places where these magics pool are very hard to get to, because it's a combination of the magic, the mountain, the trees, and they pool in places that are just naturally hard to get to. This was a situation where there was a pooling, and it was either a random one too close to where civilization was, or there were people too close where they probably shouldn't have been, and they wandered into it, and from there it was the end. Now, the people that live there now, the animate skeletal beings that are the magical zombie plague that's animating the skeletal remains of all the people that died there, they're becoming sentient. Even they are being very, very careful, because the magics that pool there are very dangerous. So they're gathering up as best they can all of the skeletal bodies roaming the land so that they can keep them together, because every year about 1% of the remaining population wakes up and becomes sentient. And it's so much easier if you can notice someone becoming sentient, bring them up and out of the pool, and then bring them into society and let them know what's happened, rather than what most of the people of the Calendars have had to do, which is wake up in the forests, either grown over because you've stopped moving because there is nothing to bite and kill, and then they're having to stand up just as these skeletal beings in the middle of a forest going, what? Because they have no personal knowledge, only rough knowledge of things that require no personality, such like that, you know? It's like, I know how to paint. Well, you know how to paint like you. In this sort of a situation, you are gone. You know how to paint, but you don't know how to paint with any real techniques or style or skill. You just know how to paint. You've got to learn how to actually do it so it looks good all over again, but you're just the skeletal remains of the person that knew how to do it. There's no you from before there. You're just the magical plague trying to figure this all out. And it's a lot easier if you have people trying to help you. They, of course, are trying to forge a new society, and it's really, really hard because as just the skeletal remains of a human being from 100, 150 years ago, you don't need to eat. You don't need to sleep. You don't need protection from hot and cold. Doesn't even matter if it rains on you. You're not going to get sick. You don't even need to breathe. So most of the reasons that human beings gather together in large areas are invalid for these people of the Calendars. And at the same time, they're trying to forge a new society and deal and trade with the rest of the people that live in this world. And of course, the plague is spread by bite. And they still have teeth. There is a line of death along the Calendars that is manned every X number of yards. I say manned, but you know, there's just personnel on them, on these lookout towers every X number of time to make sure that nothing gets through. Because if something comes through the forest, that's bad. People know, stay to the roads and the checkpoints from the Calendars. If something comes through, it's not intelligent, so you need to take care of it. So the Calendars are wild and crazy, and of course, as stated, it's spread by bite. So if you want to go out into the world as a Calandran and adventure and see people, or be a trader, or do all these things, before you can, you get all your teeth knocked out. That way you can't spread the plague. Most individuals will then get a grill, fake teeth. Some people like to have natural looking grills. Some people like to flaunt what they have and have cut blue diamonds instead of natural looking teeth. It all depends on the individual and what they want as a grill. A lot of Calendrans refuse to have that done because that is effectively your method of reproduction, and nobody really wants to be neutered. So if you go into the Calendars, it's safe to stick with where there are groups of people, because groups of people tend to stay away from where the magic pools. But that's also dangerous because the people there that live in the Calendars, of course, are all the ones with the teeth. Now, they're not just violent and vile and nasty. They'd be like anybody. You, me, somebody else is just the bite kills. It's fun thinking about all these things. I like being creative. It is a definite thumbs up. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people, up to 25, and it's been a long time since I've had even 25 comments. I I derailed my train of thought, even on that small one. I'm gonna thank 20 to 25 people. However many left a comment. It's been quite some time since I've even had 25. So, if I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count in American Sign Language, I still get lost. And as you saw, my trail of breadcrumbs, not always that good. I have not been sleeping well, so ugh. Haley Gamer, thumbs up and thank you. And Hunter, greatly appreciated. A Bizarre YouTuber, Abby Birdway, thank you very much for watching. And, thumbs up, good thing. And then we have Andres Reacts, greatly appreciated. Johnny K, thumbs up. And Confused Owl 29, thumbs up and thank you. Always good to see you in the comments. Johnny K, two Johnny Ks. Well, thank you again. Except I gotta take that one back. And then A Lemon Pie 407, thumbs up. We have Iron 666, greatly appreciated. Sebastian Ferris, thumbs up and thank you. There is a little symbol that I'm not sure what it is, but thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. I'm Silver, thumbs up. Crystal Phillips, greatly appreciated. Bradley Stoner, thumbs up, a good thing. And then we have Favel, greatly appreciated. Saved Offline, thumbs up. Stinky Brick Films, I like the name. And Ice Damon, and that is it. Was it 17 people that left comments in the last 24 hours. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head and into the world, dealing with real people, and thumbs up. Thank you so much. And with my hands in the air, if you could check out my various things down below, I have things like Twitter and Facebook and Patreon.com. And if you could become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people that are the only reason I'm able to keep a roof over my head and food in my belly and pain medication to keep me moving, that would be beautiful and awesome if you could. And if you'd like to help me out financially, I have a PayPal link down below. If you could help me out, I'm really hurting. It isn't funny. That would be awesome. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wish list link with things like cat food on it. That would be cool if you could check it out. As always, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get for my existence. A definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thank you very, very much. Well, hokey dokey smoke-a-rolly. I have no idea what I'm talking about when I say stuff like that. It just comes out of my head. Thumbs up for that. I'm going to try and be creative today. I'm going to try and get my recordings done that I have to do. I'm going to try and get those phone calls done. Hopefully, I'm not going to enter into another fugue state. That hurt. I did not like that at all. But with the Covfefe bug raging around the world, and especially here in the United States, please, it is not political. It is a virus that just wants to spread. Wear a mask around other people. Get vaxxed if you can. Maintain your social distancing. Wash your hands often. Try not to touch your face. Again, this only wants to spread. And it keeps mutating, so it gets easier to spread. Please be careful as best you can. It was pointed out by somebody, in the state of Texas, the governor who has armed guards to keep people away from him, who has been vaccinated, who takes all these precautions even as he tells you not to. And he got it. Be careful, please. Again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that is hopefully a very good thing. Thumbs up for that.